Did you know that your ability to perform one simple movement could predict whether you'll be alive in 5 years? It sounds shocking, but groundbreaking research has confirmed it's true. This isn't about complicated medical tests or expensive screenings. It's about a basic movement that says a lot about your health and mortality risk after the age of 65. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what this movement is. It's a simple test that medical researchers have directly linked to mortality in seniors. I'll also show you how to master it, even if you're struggling right now. In fact, learning this could potentially add years to your life. Let me tell you about Frank, a 67-year-old retired engineer from Indiana. Frank thought he was in pretty decent shape. He liked to garden on weekends, took his dog Max for daily walks around the neighborhood, and hadn't been hospitalized in years. But during a routine checkup last spring, his doctor asked him to try a simple movement. Frank gave it a go, but he couldn't do it. His doctor grew serious and said, "Frank, people over 65 who can't do this movement have a 500% higher chance of dying within the next 5 years." Frank was stunned. That statement hit him hard. His doctor explained that this wasn't just a theory. It was based on years of research involving thousands of seniors. That day changed everything for Frank. He realized he had ignored a major red flag his body had been sending him. But what happened next? That might just surprise you. Frank's story could very well be your story or someone you love. And I want to help make sure it ends on a better note. Topic 1. The movement that predicts your longevity. This isn't just any movement. It's been identified as the single most accurate physical predictor of mortality in older adults over 65. And once you see what it is, you'll be amazed by how simple it seems and how powerful it actually is. A major study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association tracked more than 2,000 seniors over a 10-year period. Researchers discovered that those who could not perform this movement were 5.3 times more likely to die within 5 years than those who could. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. Not cholesterol, not blood pressure. This one simple movement predicted who would live longer, better than blood pressure, cholesterol, or any other test. Let's talk about Sarah, a 72-year-old grandmother from Oregon. During a family get-together, her grandson, who happens to be a physical therapist, noticed she struggled with this exact movement when she tried to pick up a toy from the floor. He knew something wasn't right and encouraged her to see a specialist. The evaluation revealed early signs of a serious issue that could have shortened her life if left untreated. The doctor told her they likely wouldn't have caught it if her grandson hadn't noticed the struggle. Fast forward 3 years, Sarah is thriving, all because she acted on that early warning. So now, here's what I want you to do. Find a mirror in your home, one where you can see your full body. Make sure you're in comfortable clothes and you have some space around you. We're about to try this movement together. Make sure you're dressed in comfortable clothes and that nothing around you can be used for support. Now, from a seated position on the floor, try to rise to standing without using your hands, arms, or knees to push yourself up. Can you do it smoothly? Do you wobble a little? Or is it downright impossible? Your answer might reveal more than you think, especially when it comes to your health and even how long you might live. Now hold on. Don't worry if you couldn't do it. You're not alone, and this isn't something to be embarrassed about. What matters is what you do next. I'll show you exactly how to change this. But first, we need to understand why this movement holds so much power. Topic 2. Why this movement is so powerful as a predictor. How can something so simple predict so much about your health? Why are more and more doctors asking seniors to try it? Well, here's why. According to geriatric experts at the Mayo Clinic, this movement activates nearly every essential system in your body: balance, muscle strength, coordination, flexibility, and even neurological control. It's like a mini checkup of your entire physical function rolled into one. Dr. Claudio Gil Araujo, the Brazilian physician who developed the formal sitting-rising test, explains, "It's a multiple marker of things that are related to your muscles, your brain function, your balance, all of these things together." Let me share the story of Marilyn, a 74-year-old retired teacher from North Carolina. She took pride in staying active. Every week, she went swimming at the local Y and enjoyed gardening in her backyard. But one day, while sitting on the living room floor playing with her great-granddaughter, she realized she needed to grab the coffee table just to stand up. She laughed it off. "Just old age," she said. But 3 months later, Marilyn fell while reaching into a lower kitchen cabinet. The hospital report showed clear signs of muscle weakness and poor balance, exactly the issues she had already experienced that day on the floor. Had Marilyn recognized the warning signs, she could have taken action. She might have avoided the fall, the ambulance ride, and the 3-month recovery. That's why this test matters. And that's why I want you to do more than just check whether you can rise. I want you to notice how you do it. Do you roll to one side first? Do you use your hands? Do you pause to catch your balance before fully standing? Each of those habits is a warning sign. It's like your body is saying, "Something's getting weaker here. Pay attention. Write down what you notice. Seriously, grab a sticky note. Don't wait. And stay with me, because up next, we're going to talk about the silent warning signs that show up before you even realize you're losing this ability. These early signs might not seem like a big deal at first, but they speak volumes. They include needing to shift your weight to one side before standing, relying on momentum rather than strength, feeling lightheaded when you get upright, or avoiding floor-level activities altogether. Each of these little compensations is your body's way of telling you that something deeper is going on. They signal specific breakdowns in your physical systems, and those breakdowns are closely tied to your long-term health and mortality risk. Let's take the story of Raymond, a 76-year-old retired mail carrier from Pennsylvania. He'd started noticing that he always chose the couch over the floor when his grandkids came over to play. When his daughter asked why, he said it was just more comfortable. "These knees aren't what they used to be," he joked. But 6 months later, while alone at home, Raymond slipped in the bathroom. He couldn't get up. He lay on the floor for nearly 4 hours until help arrived. It was one of the scariest moments of his life. When doctors ran the evaluations afterward, they found significant muscle atrophy and balance problems that had been progressing for years, hidden in plain sight. Raymond hadn't been lazy or careless. He'd simply adapted, unconsciously, to a weakening body he didn't realize was declining. The same could be true for you, or someone you care about. So, let's do a quick self-check. Have you stopped sitting on the floor to play with grandkids? Do you avoid bending down to pick things up off the ground? Are you always looking for chairs with armrests? Or do you prefer a raised toilet seat? These little behaviors might seem normal, but they're signs. They're clues that your body is compensating for lost strength, balance, or coordination. And these are the very weaknesses that this movement test is designed to uncover. Here's a tip. Set a weekly reminder in your phone or calendar to do a quick self-check. Don't wait until this ability is completely gone, because by then, that 5-year mortality clock may have already started ticking. Topic 4. The 4-minute program. Now, what if I told you that just 4 minutes a day could help you get this ability back, and maybe even help you live longer? Sounds too good to be true, right? But the science is incredibly promising. Research from the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology shows that older adults who follow targeted exercise programs focused on this one movement often regain the ability in as little as 3 to 6 weeks. Your brain's neuroplasticity, paired with your body's amazing ability to rebuild muscle, yes, even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, makes it possible. Dr. Jennifer Hathi, a cardiologist at Columbia University Medical Center, puts it this way: "We now know the human body can continue to adapt and improve movement well into later life. The key is doing the right exercises consistently." Let me tell you about Barbara, a 73-year-old widow from Vermont. After a mild stroke, she couldn't get up from the floor without grabbing furniture. Her physical therapist gave her a 4-minute daily routine that focused on the building blocks of this movement. Just 19 days later, Barbara could rise with only one hand. By day 47, she could stand up completely on her own. 6 months after that, her doctor was so impressed with her progress, he removed 2 medications from her regimen. That's the power of consistency. And now I'm going to show you how to start your own 4-minute program. Today. First minute. Sit on the edge of a sturdy chair. Now, stand up without using your hands. Do this 10 times. Take your time and focus on keeping your balance. Second minute. Stand near a kitchen counter or wall for support. Lift one foot and balance on the other for 30 seconds. Then switch sides. You might wobble a little at first, and that's okay. Third minute. From a standing position, slowly lower yourself down to touch the floor. Then rise back up, using support if needed. It's not about speed, it's about control. Fourth minute. While seated, lift one knee up toward your chest. Hold for 5 seconds, then switch legs. Repeat 6 times per side for a total of 12 repetitions. Try doing this routine every morning, right before breakfast. You'll be amazed at how quickly your body responds. Don't put it off. Start today. Just 4 minutes. That's all it takes. Topic 5. The fatal mistake. Here's something that might surprise you. 83% of doctors, even ones you trust, may not be checking for this critical sign. And that oversight could be quietly shortening your life expectancy, even while you're being told you're in good health. A 2020 survey from the American Journal of Preventive Medicine found that 83% of primary care doctors don't routinely assess their senior patients' ability to rise from the floor without help. This, despite overwhelming research proving its value in predicting mortality. Dr. Michael Wasserman, past president of the California Association of Long-Term Care Medicine, puts it plainly. Our healthcare system focuses on disease rather than function. But functional assessments, like this simple floor rise test, are often better predictors of mortality than many expensive medical exams. Let's talk about Stanley, a 76-year-old retired accountant from New Jersey. He never missed a checkup. His blood work always came back normal. His doctor told him he was doing great for his age. But here's the thing. Neither of them realized that Stanley hadn't been able to get up from the floor on his own for nearly 2 years. When he eventually fell at home, his body wasn't strong enough to recover. One problem led to another, and his health rapidly declined. His wife later learned that a simple functional test could have caught the issue early and given him the chance to turn things around. So the next time you see your doctor, ask directly, "Can you evaluate my ability to rise from the floor without using my hands or knees? Please record it in my chart." If they're not familiar, mention the sitting rising test developed by Dr. Araujo. Don't leave without getting that assessment and a plan based on how you do. This test could literally save your life. Call your doctor's office today and ask to schedule it. Don't wait for your regular checkup. Topic 6. the surprising connection to dementia and Alzheimer's researchers have uncovered a surprising and powerful link between this simple movement and cognitive decline. This connection helps explain why a basic physical test can reveal so much about your long-term brain health and overall longevity. Groundbreaking studies from the University of California, San Francisco's Memory and Aging Center have identified a direct neurological pathway. This pathway connects physical tasks, like rising from the floor, to the parts of the brain most vulnerable to dementia and Alzheimer's. Dr. Christine Yaffe, professor of psychiatry, neurology, and epidemiology at UCSF, explains that the brain's circuits responsible for planning and executing complex movements share significant overlap with those involved in memory and thinking. When one of these systems begins to struggle, it often signals early trouble in the other. Let me tell you about Irene, a 68-year-old librarian from Minnesota. She started noticing it was harder for her to get up after kneeling in the garden. At first, she chalked it up to getting older, but her neurologist saw something more concerning: a potential early sign of cognitive decline. Further testing revealed subtle changes in her memory, even though her daily life hadn't been impacted yet. By combining both physical and brain-focused exercises, Irene not only regained her strength to get off the floor, but also improved on her cognitive tests over the following year. That kind of reversal? Almost unheard of once decline begins. You can start protecting your brain and your body right now with this dual action exercise. Sit on the floor with your legs crossed. Start counting backward from 100 by 7s, 93, 86, 79. While doing that, raise both arms straight out to your sides and hold them there. After 30 seconds, try to stand up without using your hands, while still counting. This movement challenges your muscles and your brain at the same time. It strengthens the neural pathways that connect movement to memory. Try doing this dual action exercise 3 times a week, ideally in the morning, when your brain's ability to learn and adapt, called neuroplasticity, is at its peak. Topic 7. The 21-day plan to transform your prognosis. Here's something hopeful. In just 21 days, you may be able to change your health outlook and even your life expectancy. This isn't hype. It's based on real clinical observations. A study by the National Institute on Aging found that adults over 65 who followed a structured 21-day plan focused on floor-to-standing movements showed measurable improvements in mortality-related risk factors. Dr. Luigi Ferrucci, scientific director of the NIA, explained that the body's adaptive response begins almost immediately. By day 21, most participants showed better strength, balance, and coordination, key factors linked to lower risk of death, even for those with chronic conditions. Let's look at Gerald, a 78-year-old retired plumber from Ohio. He couldn't rise from the floor without using both hands and a nearby chair. That's when his geriatric specialist introduced him to a structured 21-day program. By the end of week 1, Gerald noticed a real difference. His balance had already started to improve. By day 14, he could rise from the floor using just one hand for minimal support. Then, on day 21, Gerald stood up from a seated floor position without using his hands at all, for the first time in over 10 years. 6 months later, during a follow-up geriatric assessment, his doctor noted improvements in several key mortality risk factors. In fact, Gerald's statistical life expectancy had effectively been reset. Now, here's your complete 21-day plan. Days 1 through 7. Focus on the basics. Each day, spend 4 minutes practicing the fundamental moves we've already covered: chair squats, balancing on one leg, and gentle floor touches. These build the foundation. Days 8 to 14. Step it up. Begin practicing how to lower yourself onto one knee and then rise back up. You can use support at first, but try to gradually reduce how much you rely on it. Days 15 to 21. Now it's time for the full movement. Practice going from sitting on the floor to standing upright. If you need your hands in the beginning, that's okay. The goal is to work toward independence by day 21. Record your progress each day. Just a quick video on your phone will help you stay motivated and track how far you've come. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week, not after you ask your doctor or check with someone else. This is your moment. Your 21-day transformation begins with your very next move. And the science is clear. This single movement is the strongest predictor of whether you'll still be here 5 years from now. But more than that, it's a powerful tool to take control of your health and your future. Remember Frank from earlier? 6 months after discovering this test, he committed to the plan. Today, he can stand up from the floor without using his hands. His health and his outlook are completely different. You can do this too. If you're ready to start, hit the like button and comment, "I can do it," below. And be sure to subscribe. This kind of life-saving information isn't easy to find. Know someone over 60? Share this with them. You just might save a life. Your journey to a longer, stronger, healthier life starts now, and I'm honored to walk it with you.